Tell me if this doesn't ring a bell. You're having a fight with your woman, right? About whatever. And you point out something that you don't like about her. Say, I don't know, I'm just making something up. Say that you say to her that she's terrible at parallel parking. You tell her this. You tell her, honey, Mary, you're awful at parallel parking. And, shortly thereafter, or maybe right then in the spot, she's going to say, no, you're the one who's bad at parallel parking. And you're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she'll go on and she'll say you're awful at parallel parking. Remember this time and that time and the other time? And you'll have a vague memory of those times, right? But you'll be like, well, no, I was okay. I parallel parked fine that time, didn't I? And she'll insist. And she'll insist that those 3, 4, 10 times that she'll repeat instantly like that, right? She'll say that you were awful at parallel parking, and that was embarrassing, and that everybody was staring at you as you parallel parked. And you'll be thinking to yourself, and you'll be wondering, did that actually happen or not? And of course, there's no videotape, yeah? there's no objective account. It's just her word versus your memory. And she'll be insisting on this, that you're horrible at parallel parking. And eventually, she'll be so insistent on this fact, really, that you'll be like, oh yeah, I really am horrible at parallel parking. Now, see, the woman is gaslighting you, okay? Shit, man. Women are past masters at gaslighting. It's their go-to move whenever they have a fight with their boyfriend, husband, whomever, their lover, whatever you are in her life. It's the first thing that she's going to do, gaslight you, okay? Now, gaslighting, if you don't know what it means, it comes from this movie called Gaslight, which I actually never saw the movie. But from what I understand, it's like a film noir picture about this guy married to this blind woman, and for plot reasons, he convinces her that day is night and night is day. And since she can't see, she can't tell the difference, and there are plot reasons for this, like money and crap like that. That's not important. See, gaslighting has gone into the vernacular whereby a person will convince you of the exact opposite of the truth. Has this happened to you? Because it sure as shit has happened to me. Oh yeah! I can't tell you how many times some girl that I've been having a fight with, girlfriend, wife, whomever, they will tell me the exact opposite of the truth. They'll do the parallel parking thing that I was telling you about, yeah? They'll flip it around. And the thing is, see, it's not that they're lying, or at least they're not consciously lying. In their memories, you were awful at parallel parking. Even though if somehow you could dig up the video, right? If video had actually been made, you could see that, no, you were great at parallel parking, right? But no, the girl will insist that you are horrible at parallel parking. She will, string out, repeat the 10 times that you were awful at it. And, she'll remember the day, the time, everything, and other people going on. And see, it's not true. It's completely not true. But she won't think that. She won't think that she's lying even. She'll be convinced that what she's telling is the truth. And she will be so insistent that, like I said before, eventually you'll believe her. You gotta fight this shit. Oh yeah. You gotta fight this shit because this is the de facto mode of verbal combat that women indulge in. Of turning the truth around. Yeah, because see, again, like I've said countless times in countless videos, see, women don't believe in objective truth. They don't, okay? For them, truth is subjective, because for them, the most important thing in their lives is not objective reality. What's the most important thing for them is feelings. Feelings which by definition are subjective. If something feels like it's true, then it is true. This is a key feminine trait. And it matters to women because from an evolutionary perspective, see, what's most important to women is not objective reality. It's not the lions out in the savannah that might eat her. That's important to a guy. A guy worries about the lions out in the savannah. But a woman worries about her social position because her social position determines her long-term survival. So she's going to be interested in her social position, and a social position, the social hierarchy, depends on feelings, on emotional states. Okay? That's why emotions are so important for women, and that's why women, how can I put this? For all intents and purposes, they don't believe in objective reality. And that's a fact. So since they don't believe in objective reality, they only believe in subjective feelings, right? Well, words can be used to manipulate and change a subjective feeling. So if you think and know for a fact, because you've seen it, that your girl is horrible at parallel parking, well, she will use words to convince you otherwise, to convince you and gaslight you into thinking that you're the one who's terrible at parallel parking and she's actually terrific at it. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. So once you understand that women will always try to gaslight you, then the issue becomes, how do you prevent this? How do you prevent this from happening? How do you make sure that the woman you're with does not gaslight you in some fight? Well, very simply, you're just going to have to fight fire with fire. Simple as that. Yeah. She starts gaslighting you about some bullshit, yeah, that you're horrible at parallel parking when objectively you're not. Then you're just going to have to gaslight her in a different direction, in some other thing. Especially something that you know she feels insecure about, but that you do not share at all. She claims that you're bad at parallel parking. Well, hit her back with the notion that she's like, I don't know, she's terrible at knitting. I mean, you obviously don't knit, right? Okay. And maybe she does. Let's assume for the sake of argument she does. Okay. So you hit her back with that. And you say, well, maybe I'm bad at parallel parking, but I'm not so crappy as you at knitting, right? And knitting, let's assume again that it's a really important thing for your woman, right? And you tell her this shit, right? And it's going to make her feel really insecure, right? And you tell her you're awful at knitting. And maybe I'm bad at parallel parking, just concede the point, right? But you are horrible at knitting and people laugh at you and find it pathetic how bad you are at knitting. Other people think that you are an awful knitter. That's the key point. That's a woman's kryptonite. Other people's opinion. Because women care about other people's opinion, right? A guy, you know, if he's a healthy guy, he doesn't give a shit about what other people think. No, he doesn't care, you know. All he cares about is, you know, being successful and making money. Yeah, because being successful, making money specifically, well, that's an objective measure of how successful you are, and an objective measure of your social value. That's why money is important to guys. Money is important to guys because that is the way that we measure our worth. But for women, their worth is a subjective thing. It depends on other people's appreciation of her. See? You see what I'm saying? You see how this fits in? See? If you're doing really well, you're making a shit ton of money, you know your worth. You know it, yeah. Because you got the zeros in the bank account to prove it, yeah? And every guy, you know, who is unsuccessful at making money, they are unsuccessful at everything. Yeah, because they're unsuccessful at making money, and so they don't feel so confident, secure in themselves, and so because of this, they don't feel confident, secure insofar as approaching women or getting a better paying job or starting a new business, yeah? I mean, the lack of money makes you feel very insecure because it's an objective measure of your worth. But women don't have that. Rather, they have the subjective measure of their worth comes from what other people think. And so if a girl starts to gaslight you, you just gaslight them and tell them other people think you're shit. You tell a woman that other people think she's shit and she's gonna freak the fuck out. Oh yeah, yeah, this is their kryptonite. This is how you fight gaslighting. Frankly, this is how you keep any woman in line. Just point to other people and say they think you're shit. Every time it's going to freak them out. Yeah. Because women depend on other people for their social worth. Huh? Now, the issue of gaslighting happens all the time in a relationship. Okay, to argue with a woman and to interrupt the argument with a woman and say, "Oh, you're gaslighting," it's not going to help. It's not going to fucking help. Okay, I mean, it might help the first couple of times that you pull off that stunt, but what they'll do is that they'll flip it around or say, "Oh, fuck that, you've said that before," and then hammer home on the issue that you're a lousy parallel parker or whatever the fuck. You see what I'm saying? It's never a foolproof way to argue with a woman. But making a woman feel insecure about her social position is, and more to the point, making her feel socially insecure and making it clear to her that you're the only one who puts up with her. Well, that's how you get a woman in the palm of your hand. Yeah, you gaslight a girl into believing that you're the only one on the face of the planet who gives a shit about her and nobody else on earth cares about her, and you turn her into your slave. Oh yeah. I've done that by accident. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not proud of it, okay? Because it really is a shit-ass move. Yeah, it's just nasty. You're really kind of like brainwashing a girl. And to tell you the truth, when I read up on like Charles Manson and stuff like that, and how he gathered his little, hippie girls or whatever, his little family around them, that was the way he did it. Yeah, convincing the girls that nobody gave a shit about them except him. Okay? This is a very powerful weapon. It's the easy way to manipulate a woman. I personally think that it's immoral. I think that it's wrong. Because it really is wrong to fuck with somebody's head so badly that you convince them that nobody in the face of the planet can love them or like them or respect them except you, and that your love and appreciation and respect is conditional on them doing exactly what you want. And that's just mind-fucking a person, and I think that that's low. But, I mean, that's the atomic weapon here. That's the thermonuclear bomb insofar as the man-woman dynamic is concerned. Yeah. That is how you utterly control a woman. Yeah. Make it clear to her that nobody likes her, nobody gives a shit about her except you, and that she's antagonizing you. And does she really want to be alone? Huh? I mean, that's low. That's fucking low, But, if you think about it, it's pretty fucking low when some girl is gaslighting you, yeah? Now, most women will try to gaslight you at some point in your relationship with them, okay? Now, sometimes you can just let it slide. You can just let it slide and fine. But if it becomes, if it constantly happens, and you can never tell her anything because she's constantly gaslighting and flipping any truth about her into a lie about you, then the smart thing, frankly, is a girl like that is fucked up in the head. Fucked up in the head, and it would be smarter for you to just leave her alone. Just walk away. Yeah. I mean, because like I said before that, all women do that, and they do. All women do that, but see, there's a difference between doing it all the time and being compulsive about it and being unable to have an adult conversation. Because, a fight's a fight. You have a fight with a woman and you yell at each other and you say all kinds of nasty shit, because sometimes it's just, a way to let off steam that's accumulated. Not just in the relationship, but in life in general. Yeah, that's fine. But when you're having like a calm, measured conversation with your woman, right? And she's still gaslighting you. And she's still gaslighting you, and you know for a fact that this is bullshit. And you're trying to tell her things so as to improve the dynamic of your relationship, and she's just flipping it around and turning it into gaslighting you. Then such a woman, she's just bad news. She's bad news, and it's smarter for you to just, walk away.